Hi, my name is Marissa and this is my story. After doing some research about our hometown Newaygo, I had found out that Newaygo has a very high old age dependency gap. What that means is that 32.7 seniors, which is ages 65 and up, relates to every 100 working age adults. When I took it a step further and looked at what other dependency gaps we have, I found that Newaygo's youth dependency rate is pretty high as well. That one being 28.9 for every 100 working age adults. After looking through the research, I thought to myself, what do both parties have in common? Though both parties may have a huge gap in age, they both long for a sense of purpose. That is why I created Seeds for Trees. Seeds for Trees is my nonprofit. We also have a blog where we use both youth and old age to help build each other's sense of purpose. Through this experience, both our youth and old age have learned so much. But not only them, I have also learned so much about our dependency gap and why it's important that we fill it, and also that everybody can use a little bit of empathy. Here at Seeds for Trees, we like to say that seeds can't grow into trees without a little bit of support, purpose, and togetherness. And that is truly what we learned here at Seeds for Trees. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the true issue? The true issue is that both parties have a gap of a sense of purpose that isn't being fulfilled. When you're young, you feel lost and you don't know what you're doing or if you're doing anything right or is this the right road to take. And when you're an elder, you're retired and you don't feel like you have a purpose, you're not working, you're not really helping. And this program really fills the gap for both parties. We learned through this program that obviously both are very important to us. The youth are what's shaping our community currently and is what's going to continue shaping our community. But the old aged are what has already shaped our community, and we need to help develop and fulfill both. How do we make this possible, you might ask? Well, we have a huge group of workers or volunteers that help us create this mission. Our backbone to the mission is our executive director, who operates and manages pretty much the whole thing. Along with that, our executive director is in charge of big funding and reporting back to our board of directors and telling us what's working and what's not working and what we need to change. So with that said, our board of directors is a very big group of people that have been rooted in our town for a long time and want to see our town thrive and our youth and old age get the support they need. Next, we have the coordinator. That is our, what I like to call, matchmaker. She creates the surveys that determine who is right with who when matchmaking. Our matching is based off of personality, needs, and wants. Next, we have our volunteer manager, who is the one that recruits the old aged and the youth. She works hand in hand with the school and all the nearby retirement homes. She does that, and she also sits down with everybody at the end of the week and helps them plan for the next week. Our operations team is the team that does the funding and deals with the money and the grants and all of that. And then we have our administration team, which is just the team that makes our organization known. They go to all the events, the meetings, anything. They make sure that we are known and seen. They give our information. They tell people about our mission. They're what's keeping us so talked about. Next, I want to go into some of our programs and what we truly do at Seeds for Trees. So our biggest event is the meet and greet, which is where you'll do the survey that our coordinator makes based on personality and what you want and need. You'll turn that in. Our coordinator will look through all of them. This is for youth and old aged. And she'll pick top 5 for each. And you basically do like a speed run matchmaking. By the end of that, we hope that you pick your mentor or mentee and feel happy with it. If you don't, you can come back to the next one. We'll find you a new one, hopefully. That's basically our big ticket into the whole program. We just want to ensure that you find someone that truly matches you, your personality, and your needs, and make sure that the program works good for you. One of our favorite programs is when we change the roles. So the seniors get to sit down and choose what they want to learn from the youth. The youth will meet with the coordinator, throw up some ideas, coordinators will make it happen, and the next week they do it. I think the youth and the old age really love that. They get to not only learn from the younger generation and learn from the older generation, but bounce off of each other. I think the programs give you a lot of new empathy, things that you wouldn't necessarily consider before the program, you consider now. Now let's talk how we make this all possible. Our funding. So our operations team is the team that deals with all the funding for the most part, and they do an amazing job. So it is known that federal and state grants are sort of hard to obtain, and they're also hard to, they're hard to get in the first place, and then they take a while to come in. Our operations team has never really had an issue getting them, maybe coming in, that's out of our control, but our operations team does a really good job at finding the right grants. They'll find youth-specific grants towards development, and they'll find old age-specific grants towards loneliness maybe, or just development too. They do a really good job of that, and yeah. Another big way we get our funding is local businesses. A lot of the local businesses that fund the school also fund our organization, just because they really thrive to help the youth. Everybody in Newaygo knows that the youth is the next generation. They're what's going to be holding up Newaygo, and we want to make sure that they have everything that they need. And then our last big way of funding is fundraising. All of our fundraising, all of our money from our events or whatever, it goes straight back to the organization, to the youth and the old aged. Sometimes we'll throw little events here and there, little fun things that don't necessarily have to do with the youth or the old aged. Sometimes our old aged will teach the youth how to make certain things. We have a little shop. People can buy everything that they buy, goes straight back into the organization. When we throw these events, our community just comes out and supports us every single time. I think Newaygo does a really good job of supporting the community, and I've always really loved that about our town, and I think everybody else has too. Our outcomes of our nonprofit is to obviously short-term help the youth and the old aged. We want them to find their perfect match, hopefully feel like they've made a lifelong friend or mentor or whatever, somebody they can run to. We just want them to end up feeling like they have a purpose and feeling like they have a need to be here. I want them to feel like they've gained knowledge and that we've kind of minimized the gap. Just because you're in a different age demographic doesn't mean you can't have empathy for each other, be friends with each other, and communicate with each other. Obviously, long term, we want to see Newaygo thrive. Newaygo deserves that type of support and energy. We just want to keep seeing Newaygo getting better financially and just in general. We want our community to always feel very strong and supported, and I feel like our mission does that. I feel like in general Newaygo does a really good job of that, but I think our mission will help, and we hope that it does long term. Also long term, we hope to expand. I think Newaygo will get this support, and Newaygo needs this support, but I think there's many other places that also probably have high dependency gaps from the two. I think everybody can learn something from someone older than you and someone younger than you, and I think it takes a lot of courage to actually go through with it, and I think our program makes it a lot easier to go through with it. I think overall our youth will really grow into these amazing people who can see different perspectives in different ways because of our program, and I hope that's the case. In conclusion, we are Seeds and Trees. Again, I made this nonprofit just because I want to see our community grow. I want to see the gap between the two generations lessen each year, hopefully. We hope that our youth and old become more empathetic towards each other and grow with each other, not against each other. Yeah, like I said, seeds can't grow without support, purpose, and togetherness. And I hope everybody that does this program feels a sense of support, purpose, and togetherness, because that's our goal here. Yeah, thank you guys.